Today's topic is going to be about the top things that can sabotage your experience here in the Philippines and force you to go back home.
I've been watching for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean lights. Burning cities and napalm skies. 15 flares inside those ocean lights. Your ocean lights. You wanna make me cry when you give me those ocean lights.
I'm right off the coast of White Island, off Camigan Island, which is between Misamis Oriental and Bohol. So it's a very beautiful day, as you guys can see. I'm at the beach. Saturday, midday, and I figure I'd get you guys a vlog. You can see how amazing this beach is. Even though it's a black volcanic sand, it's still amazing. And this place, Camigan Island, is one of my top destinations to come. So yeah, I'm just cooling to here. This is actually a secret beach not too many people know about, so as a foreigner I feel really special. I come here to fish sometimes. Like I said, nobody's around, nobody disturbs you here. Got some fishermen in the background here fishing with nets in the water. Yeah, so it's pretty much the life here in the province. And I figure I'd get you guys a quick video and a quick topic, something that you guys should know about, considering a lot of you guys are deciding whether or not to come to the Philippines. I know some foreigners, and the ages range from in the mid-60s to early 30s like myself. And I've heard a lot of stories about foreigners coming here and not being fully prepared financially. So the first one that I want to go over is going broke here in the Philippines. You want to make sure you're prepared. You want to make sure you're prepared financially. You want to make sure you got some things online you can do, things that can support you and your life here, so that you can live a happy life, so you can live and not have to worry about things. And we know that emergencies happen, and we want to have room for error. If you do not create room for error while you're in a foreign country, you're going to quickly find out you're going to get burned. So how would you prepare yourself or assure yourself that you will not come here and end up broke? A lot of foreigners do, and people think here in the country, the locals, they think for some reason that all foreigners are rich. We know that's not the case amongst us foreigners. That is not the case. Some of us come here making a little bit over minimum wage. When they calculate their retirement up, or even the young guys come out here as full-time vloggers or teachers. Maybe they trade online, crypto, but you want to make sure you have some savings in the bank, and not saying like $500. You need to save at least a couple $1,000 so that you can assure you have some comfort, you have some cushion in case some emergencies arise. So that would be my very first one, is if you run out of money and you become broke in this country, it's going to force you to go back. You're going to have to go back to your life. You do feel like your life in your country is miserable. A lot of guys come here because they want to escape the dog-eat-dog world out there. We know in America and the Western world, it can be tough. We come here to escape all of that. And that's part of the reason why I came here too, to escape. I felt like I was drowning in the aura of the American everyday life. I have never felt so free as I do here, living in the province in the Philippines. So make sure you have some savings, make sure you have the cushion, so that if something does happen, any medical issues, anything, that you are prepared. Yeah, number two, guys, you can find yourself in this circle of boredom. So if you find yourself living in another country like the Philippines, you want to make sure you can do things and be scheduled with it. Okay, you don't want to be laying around the house. You don't want to be doing the same things every day that causes you to think about things and feel bored. It's easy to become bored if you live in the province here in the Philippines. If you live in the city, you can still become bored. There are not as many things to do, and maybe those things that you find here are not your cup of tea. So you must make sure you get yourself into something that's going to keep you busy and something enjoyable. You basically want to take some hobbies that you have back in your hometown, take them here. For example, I joined a fishing club here since I fish in my place in Miami, and Florida is the fishing capital of the world. Fishing is actually one of my hobbies. So I took that here. You know, I bought a fishing rod, I bought a bunch of tackle. I spent about $400, like 20,000 pesos in total. And I bought some fishing equipment so that I can get acclimated with the people that also like the same thing as I do here. Now I'm part of a Facebook group with over 150 members, and you know, on the weekends we go out sometimes. Most of the time I go alone, but it's a socializing thing involving your hobby. The social life is very important here. You don't want to stay stuck in the house bored. Boredom will drive you back home. You will have a different perspective about this country, a perspective that really it's not this country's fault because you caused that and you created that perspective for yourself. So there are a lot of things and activities you can do here as a foreigner. We got foreigners that play golf, tennis, basketball. There's cycling. Cycling is very huge in the Philippines. Working out, going to the gym. There are a lot of things you can get into here, but pretty much do not allow yourself to stay cooped up into the house and become a ball of boredom. That will lead you to push back to your rat race in your country. So the next reason that can push you back to your country and force you to leave this beautiful place here where we can find happiness is being influenced by the diet here. Okay, so the diet is pork, fried. There's a lot of this, and you want to make sure you stay away from this, because if you are in a foreign country, a developing country like here or Thailand or Vietnam, the hospital system isn't going to be state of the art as if like you're used to back home. So you want to keep your health in check. You want to make sure that you take advantage of the low cost in food here. For example, the vegetables, the fruits and the vegetables are extremely cheap here, and the meat is similar to the prices in Western or anywhere else in the world now because of inflation. But you want to keep in mind your health. You're in another country, you don't want any emergencies that will force you back home. For some reason you feel bad and you have to go to the hospital, and then something serious happens. Honestly, I've heard a lot of stories of people being misdiagnosed here, and I'm not sure if it's because of the training of the doctors or I don't know, but I've heard a lot of stories of people being misdiagnosed. You do not want that to happen to you. So with that being said, you must not follow the diet that comes with this country. You can experiment with the food as I do, but as you may heard, there's a lot of salt, there's a lot of sugar, there is a lot of fried food, pork. The people here love pork. It is the king of all meats here. So you want to make sure that you keep your diet in check and your daily activities in check. And because most of you guys are coming here already in your mid 40s to late 60s, even 70s, you guys got to make sure you keep your health in check. Okay, so make sure you do that. You take advantage of the cheap costs and the healthy foods here, like the fruits and vegetables, and you get yourself on a diet that can keep you going and keep you healthy so that you can enjoy the life here in the Philippines. That goes for drinking also. You're going to encounter other foreigners here that you'll see them drinking in the morning, drinking a beer in the morning, or drinking a beer at 12 p.m. For lunch. And you know, these are habits that you can do if you're on vacation, but a lot of these guys are on vacation for years. When you're 8,000 plus miles away from home, it is a health scare, seriously. Okay, so keep that in mind. Keep your diet, keep your health in check. If you're young, then you know, take advantage now. I had to get out of the sun. It's just completely scorching hot. The last one on my list is a bad relationship. Okay, so I'm not talking about like you come here and you date and you know, maybe the girl leaves you or you leave or you had disagreement. I'm talking about if you fall in love while you're already in your country and you came here for that girl. Okay, maybe you rushed, maybe you picked the first girl that you saw or that you encountered. So definitely not. You want to make sure you get to know the person for a duration. this is a big commitment. You're coming thousands of miles away. You're spending thousands of dollars. You're taking time out of your work schedule or your vacation or retirement to come and visit some foreign woman that lives so far away from your country. And it is basically a hassle if you have to deal with something extra outside of something positive that should happen. That's you meeting this person successfully and everything going good. You don't want to come here already in love and everything is going good for the first few months. You take her to the hotels, you go out to eat, you go to different island hopping and excursions here and there, and you guys had a big disagreement. You never know what can happen. You don't know somebody enough until you live with them or you've been around them for a certain amount of time. So with that being said, you must pick wisely on who you can trust and who you can give your heart to, because the last thing that will push you back to your country is if you come out here and waste your time and experience a bad relationship. You fell in love. You fell in love with this girl and you experienced heartbreak. She left you, or you just had a disagreement. You know, she came to live with you in your place, the place that you rented for a few weeks or a month, and it just didn't work out. After you broke up, it's like, what am I doing in this country? So you initially came out here for a woman, and then you break up with the girl that you love, and what are you gonna do? You're gonna go back to your country. So that is the number one thing that I want you guys to remember, is don't rush. Don't base your decision on your heart. Also use your mind, and definitely don't use your mind down here as much as you use your mind up here, because that one can get you burned in many different ways. Let's be honest. Me, myself, I take my time. I am very good at analyzing people, and if that person is not for me, I just not entertain it. And those are the 4 things that will push you back to your country. Even when you are starting to enjoy this country so much, you really can find happiness here. You don't have to have a woman to be happy here. There are plenty of men here that live single, that have no girlfriends. They live happy. They have friends, foreigners, Filipinos. But the best thing you need to know are these 4 so that you can be prepared. You're so far away from home, and it is very easy to become homesick. When you become homesick, all of the other things start to weigh in heavier. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me. For my new subscribers, I really appreciate you guys, your generosity and your kindness. Let's help this channel grow so we can get this information out to more foreigners. And for my thank you very much. You already know this is